Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, August 30th. Thank you for joining us today. We're so glad to see you. We have an exciting program. We're going to talk about some fitness-related topics today. Grab a cup of coffee and join us for the next 30 minutes. Besides exercise topics, we're going to have some news, weather, and some entertainment news, and all kinds of topics here for the next 30 minutes. So you can view us here on the Enid Television Network on Channel 12 and also in high definition on 112. And we're live streaming the show this morning from Enid, Oklahoma, around the globe on enidtv.org. We're so glad that you're with us. Good morning, Enid. It is time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. Thanks again for joining us today. We really appreciate you guys all watching us. It's gorgeous out if you haven't been outside yet. It is 70 degrees, but let's take a look at that bus stop forecast to see what it's going to be later today. Looks like it's going to get warm later today. It's going to get to a high of 96 degrees and a low tonight of 76. Partly cloudy to mainly sunny later on this afternoon, so pretty warm afternoon, I'd say. Typical August, right?
August is back. August is back. I see we went from July, September, August.
Then back to August.
Then we'll go back to September because we had a cool break. So, yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Well, August is here and it's getting ready to leave us. September is this weekend. So if you have any plans for this weekend and you want to know the weather, here it is. Oh, wow, you're right.
Yeah. August is back.
August is back. It's not ready to leave us just yet. We're definitely looking at a warm weekend, so if you have plans to be out and about, make sure you keep some water around you.
Yeah. And it seems like Labor Day is usually the last really hot, intense time of the year, and then we move into fall. Of course, Oklahoma, we go from 100 degrees to 60 degrees, you know, overnight. So, well, on this day in history, let's see what the temperatures looked like in Enid, Oklahoma. And it was typical August. There we go. Back in 1939. The record was 108, which is a typical August temperature, late in August. Look at that, 46. Now, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. But typical Oklahoma, look at that 60-degree difference in the highs and low records. So 108 and 46. So that's what it is on this day. Well, 7:32. Again, thank you for joining us. And we're just appreciative for you to be with us today. We're really excited. We have two guests with us this morning. And we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But school is still in session,
yes,
and I think we have classes, what, for just Thursday only?
Yep, just today. I think everyone's off tomorrow. Looks like today we're having chicken legs, mixed veggies, celery, and wow butter, a whole grain hot roll, and diced pears and milk. So, pretty decent day.
We've had a discussion. You know what wow butter is?
Is it the no dairy butter?
We'll have to go to Sara. Sara, do you remember?
I remember us having the discussion. I just do not remember what we discussed.
Wow butter.
Oh, it's a peanut butter without peanuts, right?
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, it's without something. We'll talk to our food experts on our next segment to find out what wow butter is. I went blank. We used to know that all the time. All right. Okay, well, maybe the bow tie guy may know what wow butter is.
Oh,
for the news that happened overnight and maybe a little bit of sports and trivia, we turn to one person here at 7:34 on this Thursday morning. And that's Derrick Silas, the bow tie guy. He has the Oklahoma Minute.
Well, Kevin Stitt beats Mick Cornett for the GOP nomination for governor and will face Edmondson in the November general election. The Pioneer woman, along with her husband, are inviting visitors to the lodge on Drummond Ranch for free tours throughout the rest of 2018. If you don't know, this is the family guest house and also the production location for her Food Network show. And yesterday, a train derailed on the railroad track crossing at Chestnut Avenue and 4th Street, causing the closure of the road for most of the day. No injuries were reported, but there was some damage to the undercarriage of one train and to the rail. And at 7 p.m. today, Oklahoma State will go up against Missouri State in Stillwater. It will air on Fox Sports. Saturday, OU will go up against Florida Atlantic at 11 a.m. in Norman. It will air on Fox, and Tulsa will go up against Central Arkansas at 6 p.m. in Tulsa. It will air on ESPN. On this day in history in 1967, Thurgood Marshall becomes the first African-American to be confirmed as Supreme Court Justice. And in 1983, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Bluford becomes the first African-American to travel into space when the Space Shuttle Challenger lifts off on its third mission. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you very much for that information, Derrick. And we just want to take a moment to thank you for joining us this morning and joining us every Thursday. And also to remind you that if there's anything you would like to share, whether it's a question or a comment or any picture, we'd love to hear from you. And our hosting cows are always there just waiting to hear from you as well at gme@enid.org. So don't forget to send any of that to us if you have anything. Also, if you're, like I said, if you're looking to do something this September weekend that's going to be quite warm, Erin is always here as well, letting you know what's happening.
Thanks, Sara. There's quite a few great events coming up later on this weekend and later on in a couple of weeks. So starting us off this weekend on Friday and Saturday, there is live music at the Spot. On Friday, Chance Anderson Band is playing. It's a country music band starting at 9:30 p.m. And on Saturday, they have the Adam Miller Acoustic Band, which is Americana, folk, soul, and that is also starting at 9:30 p.m. So if you're looking for any kind of live music, definitely go check out the Spot on Friday or Saturday. And then next Wednesday starts the Garfield County Fair. It runs from Wednesday, September 5th until Monday, September 10th. It's at the Garfield County Fairgrounds. There'll be agricultural exhibits, livestock shows, fair food, on-site vendors, and some great things like pie baking contests and ice cream making contests where the public gets to actually help out and judge some of these events. So if you're looking for some great food, definitely go check out this fair. If you want the whole schedule, go check out the Chisholm Trail Expo Center. It will have the entire schedule of what events are going on. So if you want to check out the pie baking contest and you want to try out the ice cream, definitely check out the Chisholm Expo Center website. Then on Friday, September 7th, there is the 5K Foam Fun Run at 7 p.m. in downtown Enid. It benefits the United Way of Enid and Northwestern Oklahoma. There'll be foam machines set up on all different ends of the court, and it will be shooting at the runners. It's $30 for running. You can pre-register on their website, or you can sign up at 6 p.m. before the run. There'll be t-shirts, and if you are the first male or female, there will be 2 sweet tickets to the OSU versus Texas Tech football game. And there'll also be food trucks and prizes, so definitely a great thing to try out if you want to go run or if you just want to hang out and get some food trucks. So definitely a great event. And I think First Friday is actually on September 7th as well, so definitely another fun event to check out. And finally, if you watched last week's show, the 71st Annual Air Force Ball is coming up on September 8th, it's Saturday. Starts at 6 p.m. for a social and 7 p.m. for the dinner and ball. It's at the Central National Bank Center, and this is the second time ever that the event is open to the public, so definitely take advantage of that. The tickets are $85 for civilians, and military tickets are by rank. It's black tie or 1940s attire for civilians and mess dress for military. There'll be live entertainment by St. Louis Big Band, so definitely a great event to go check out if you haven't already done it. So that's what's happening this weekend.
So we have to break out our 1940s wardrobe, huh?
Yes.
I'll have to look way back in the closet for that. So, well, it's 7:39. Just a quick reminder, September, as Sara said, is this weekend. It's amazing September's here, but Sarah's going to leave us for a few months, I guess. She's, how many months pregnant are you? You feel like 15, 16? Anyway,
like
this is her last
pregnant.
show with us for a while, and so we will miss her, but then Erin and I will be here, and we'll change the setup a little bit. The studio look starting next Thursday in September, so we're taking September to do a new start. Some older faces and other faces are leaving us. So anyway, Sara, we will miss you and wish you well. And of course, we'll see you at the office. Yes. But just reminding everybody, we'll have a new look. In other words, we'll have a new look next Thursday. So it's time to talk about a little bit of fitness, and we need to do so right after this. Had the privilege to visit with a gentleman named Mark Woodward. He's with the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics. And our topic of discussion was the proper way to dispose of old, dated prescriptions. And we all have those stuck back in the medicine cabinet from back in the 90s. What do we do with those? Well, Mark talks about the best way to dispose of those prescription drugs. We'll be back right after this.
In 2011, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics started installing drug disposal boxes in law enforcement lobbies across the state so that citizens would have an easy and safe way to dispose of medications that they have in their home that could easily be targeted by teenagers or even a neighbor or a relative with an opioid addiction. In addition to the disposal box here at the Enid Police Department, we've also installed convenient boxes located at the Garfield County Sheriff's Department, as well as one out at Vance Air Force Base. And we would encourage the public on their way to school, taking the kids, or on their way to work to just bag up their medicine and put it in one of these boxes, no questions asked, here at the lobby of the police department or at the Sheriff's Department or out at Vance so that they can be safely disposed of.
It's 7:41. Good morning, Enid. Thank you again for joining us here on this Thursday, August 30th. And fitness has always been a topic of mine, and sometimes it's really close to me, and sometimes it's a real distant topic. But we have the opportunity to talk with two fine individuals here in Enid, dealing with a term or a name called Hotworx. To my immediate left, we have DelRae Cramer, who's the owner of Hotworx, located on West Chestnut. I think it's West Chestnut, if you will. And then Jenna McKinney is, she was kind of my personal trainer as I had the opportunity to visit Hotworx. And so, ladies, thank you both for being here. You look nice and fit, ready to go. So this Hotworx thing must be working. Well, right off the bat, DelRae, as a business owner, why Hotworx, and kind of explain what Hotworx with an X is.
So Hotworx is a 24-hour infrared fitness studio, and what we do is we combine isometric workouts with infrared heat. The reason that it's here in Enid is because my husband and I are native to Enid, and when we saw this concept, we just kind of fell in love with it, and it was something that Enid didn't have, and we loved the idea of it and all the benefits that it has, and so that's why it's here. But we just specialize in providing a great workout in infrared heat, and that's what we do. We'll
talk a little bit later on about the heat experience and the benefits of that. So Jenna, just kind of walk us through the Hotworx experience. You walk into the studio, in kind of in general terms, what is the person going to experience?
Well, first and foremost, you will experience a family atmosphere. I really pride myself and DelRae and the girls on being able to take care of our family, who we consider. And when you come in, depending on what you want to do, we have a couple different options. So we have what we call HIIT classes, so high intensity interval training, which is going to be about a 15-minute workout. So if you are one of those people that you have to come in on your lunch break, or you're in between dropping kids off at soccer practice, come in, get the most workout in the less time you can. Or we also have a little bit longer classes. They're roughly 40 minutes, and they go from yoga, Pilates, classes that are just for your core. We also have what we call the FX zone. So there are free weights. We have like TRX bands and kettlebells and battle ropes, any of those things. So you can get a full rounded workout on your schedule, being a 24-hour facility.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, as you notice, we had some of the B-roll footage. There we go. Inside the studio there, as Jenna was explaining to this. So a question to DelRae. It was 125 degrees when I was inside one of those ovens. No, I'm sorry, not ovens, but one of those warm rooms doing the workout. And I agree that if it's a heated environment, you're definitely going to sweat more, but there's something special about this heat. But in general, what is the benefit of this exercise?
The benefit
with that heat environment?
Okay, so the heated environment, the main difference between us and a traditional hot yoga class is the infrared heat. That infrared heat heats you from the core, whereas if you're outside in the Oklahoma heat or you're in a traditional hot yoga, that's convection heat. It heats the air, which heats your skin, so you sweat from the skin down. Infrared heat works the opposite. We heat your core up first, you sweat from the inside out. So the benefit that you're getting is you're going to get an accelerated calorie burn, but you're also going to get a detox. And that's something you can't get anywhere else, is that detox. But that's the benefit of the infrared heat.
I don't know if this is the right comparison, but here in Oklahoma, we say that we have a real hot and humid heat, and it's not a Phoenix, Arizona dry heat. And you know, when I was doing the yard the other day, mowing the yard, it was hot and it was humid, and I was just drenched. It was just pretty miserable. But when I was doing one of the workouts at Hotworx, it was different. But it was sure miserably hot, but it was a different kind of hot. That's all I can say. You have to kind of experience that. Jenna, let me go back to you. Besides being in one of the rooms to spin or do an exercise segment with the bike, there's the rowing machine that I was involved in. Then I guess there's a stretching or a yoga room. What else can people do? Say that, well, I'm not so mobile and I can't really spin on a bike anymore, or I can't really do the rowing machine. What else can people really focus on?
Right, so we have a lot of different people that come to us. One of the benefits of the infrared is the pain management and the recovery process of that. So, I mean, we have people that 67 years old, and all they can do is literally just come sit in a sauna. And that alone is exponentially better than not sitting in a sauna. So they could do that. They could come in, do their own workout if they have like a workout that they love to do, or they could come in and approach us and say, you know, I'm not so good at this. Do you have any ideas? We have a video that we call a silent trainer that gives you different ideas for workouts, or different posters of workouts that you can do if you just need to come in and lift a medicine ball. If that's your workout, then that's what you've got. So we have a bunch of different varieties that cover a lot of different styles of workouts.
DelRae, as the business owner, I'm sure you get feedback from time to time from individuals saying, boy, this was more difficult of a workout, but you probably get some responses that people are starting to feel better. I mean, what are some of the, I guess, testimonies that you're hearing from people that maybe they just had backache and now they can stretch more or whatever?
Yeah, we actually have quite a few from members who have been coming, you know, like on a consistent basis. And by consistent, I mean, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. My mother-in-law is one. She has gout in her joints, and her pain has gone. It's no longer an issue for her, but she comes from Ames, Oklahoma to come and work out with us. Okay. Another one would be, you know, my parents are great examples. They are not people who like to work out at all. And so, of course, you know, since I opened this up, they're going to give it a try. Well, my mom loves it because she has, you know, she notices that she has more energy throughout the day. And my dad, he has noticed that he sleeps a lot better at night, a lot more soundly. We have another lady who has, well, we actually have a couple who have fibromyalgia, and they swear by it for the pain management. We have a lot of people who come because they have arthritis, and it has just, you know, infrared heat has been proven to help with inflammation in the body. And so any kind of pain that is inflammation related, such as arthritis, RA, lupus, fibromyalgia, those kind of things, it helps alleviate that pain. In no way are we saying that it cures those things, but it does help with the pain management. And we have a lot of people who come in and have noticed immediate results. And go ahead.
I was going to say, when you're talking about people coming in, I was going to refer to Jenna on this.
Sure.
My understanding is the studio is 24/7. So how does that work? You know, if somebody say, well, the only time I can exercise is 5 o'clock in the morning before I go to work, how does this work?
Right, so all of our saunas, they run on virtual instructors, which is it's really convenient for the people that are constantly on a go or have a set schedule. So what they do is they just run on a loop 24/7. So when you become a member, you get a code to the door, and that allows you to enter. And you even we have a burn-off app that you can have on your phone, and you can book a room or set up your own time. You can see how many people will be in there with you. 3 at the most. So it is a community facility, but also you have the opportunity to do a completely solo workout if you're that kind of person. So there's no gym intimidation that they come by. So that's
gym intimidation, which kind of brings up one of the questions that I had. I'm kind of sort of familiar with exercise equipment because I like to do the rowing machine and things of this nature, and spinning, of course, the setting on the bike, if you will. If a person is, maybe they're just old school gym where they just didn't do equipment stuff, how do they overcome or maybe have the courage to try the rowing machine and things of this nature? How does that work for either one of you, you know? Do you just twist their arm and say, get in there and do it? Or
No,
so?
absolutely not.
Well, the reason I asked that is because when I went to the studio the other day, I went to Hotworx, Jenna and DelRae were very gracious. They were basically holding my hand and saying, okay, Steve, this is where you put your feet on this type of equipment. You were very accommodating. I mean, the equipment is similar, but yet you were there, and I'm sure you would do the same for anybody else who's not familiar with certain pieces of equipment. With my long legs, we need to make certain adjustments and stuff, but you're able to do that. So my point is, you just don't throw somebody into the room and say, okay, that's the machine, have fun, we'll see you in 12 minutes.
No. We also promote at Hotworx to go at your own best pace. So what that means is if you need to come in and, you know, you jump on the rowing machine and you're not feeling it much that day, you can just crank it down to low tension and do your own thing, or you could follow the virtual instructor and do her workout. I've got many people, like I said, they just come in and they'll turn her down and they'll do their own workout. We want it to be what you want it to be. So, and if there's something, any questions, we're there to help. We want to make it the best fit for each individual person.
One thing I'd like to say, the virtual instructors are these individuals that are on a TV monitor helping you through. And I noticed they wouldn't talk back to me. I would say, slow down, can we take a break or something? No, they just kept going, so there was a communication problem there. So my special guest this morning, as we talk about Hotworx, is DelRae Cramer, and then to my far left, Jenna McKinney, and we'll be back with them in just a few moments. It's 7:51. And if you're planning your wardrobe for today, it's going to be a hot August, 96 degrees, so keep that in mind. It's time to go back to the news in case you missed the Oklahoma Minute. Let's go back to Derrick Silas one more time with the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you, Steve. Kevin Stitt beats McKinney for the GOP nomination for governor and will face Edmondson in the November general election. The Pioneer woman, along with her husband, are inviting visitors to the lodge on Drummond Ranch for free tours throughout the rest of 2018. The lodge is the family guest house and is also the production location of her Food Network show in Pawhuskee, Oklahoma. Yesterday, a train derailed on the railroad track crossing at Chestnut Avenue and 4th Street, causing the closure of the road for most of the day. At 7 p.m., today, Oklahoma State will go up against Missouri State in Stillwater. It will air on Fox Sports. Saturday, OU will go up against Florida Atlantic at 11 a.m. in Norman, and it will air on Fox. Tulsa will go up against Central Arkansas at 6 p.m. in Tulsa, and it will air on ESPN. And today in history, in 1967, Thurgood Marshall becomes the first African-American to be confirmed as Supreme Court Justice. And in 1983, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Bluford becomes the first African-American to travel into space when the Space Shuttle Challenger lifts off on its third mission. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you, Derrick. It's 7:53, and keep in mind, Friday Night Lights, high school football kicked off last weekend. And here's a look at the schedule for some upcoming games. The Plainsmen travel to Ponca City on Friday night. So you see a close one there, as in Fairview and Chisholm, right here in our backyard. And Blackwell goes to my alma mater, Perry. Blackwell at Perry this weekend. So you can see Friday Night Lights, all the high school football games. And as Derrick mentioned, we've got college football tonight, NFL preseasons tonight. And we'll try to have the Friday Night Lights to you throughout the week. As you're planning for the weekend, let's look at the 3-day forecast here at 7:54 this morning. And earlier, as Sara was going over the forecast, she was referring to how hot it's going to be. But again, end of August, we expect that. Tomorrow will reach 100, Saturday another warm day, a little bit cooler on Sunday. And again, Labor Day is usually our last type of real strong heat, and then we start moving into the fall weather. City Council meeting, due to Labor Day next week, the City Council meeting will be on Thursday, September 6th. Study session gets underway at 5 p.m. And then the city council meeting will be at 6:30 p.m. And again, that is because of the Labor Day holiday. Instead of Tuesday, our council meeting will be on Thursday. We had an opportunity a few weeks ago to do a more extensive interview, and I was on some of the exercise equipment, and we're going to show that entire interview and the fact that I'm still standing at 8 o'clock this morning. So if you can hang on for another 5 minutes, we'll show the whole interview that we did at Hotworx, and I think you'll enjoy that. But before that, let's talk about Charlie. Charlie is a pet that needs adopted, and we have Charlotte to help us with our Adopt a Pet segment right now.
Good morning. Today we have Charlie. Charlie is in Penn 26. She is a female heeler mix, and she is looking for a new home. She's very sweet and loving, and she'd make a great companion. So come by the shelter and meet Charlie. Come on, baby girl.
Charlie looks like he's ready to go to a new home, and we appreciate the work that animal control officers do, and also Charlotte and the work that they do here at 756. Holding steady around 70 degrees, but it's going to warm up. It's going to be 96 degrees outside, but if you're inside Hotworx exercising in one of those forgive me for saying the ovens, it's 125 degrees. So, DelRae, let me ask you this. A lot of construction going on at Cleveland and Chestnut right now. How do people find you? What's the best way to get to your studio there?
Well, I guess it depends on where you're coming from. The way that I like to go is I will just hit Van Buren and exit off, and come around on Chestnut and just go straight down, and then you can stay westbound on Chestnut and go right to us. If you're coming from Willow, you can just head, what would that be? East? No,
Willow,
south. Willow. If you're coming from Willow, you would be heading south on Cleveland.
South,
yeah, and you can just come down there like normal and then turn
Next time
west.
we'll have a map for all of this.
Yeah.
But anyway, trust me, Cleveland and Chestnut's going to be a great intersection once it's all done. But, that's the price we pay for all of these improvements. But it's the Stone Bridge.
Yes.
Shopping center area there. Jenna, the other day, I was so pleased with myself that I did in the cycle room, the actual 12 or 13-minute workout, and I survived it. I wasn't as intense as my trainers that wouldn't talk to me, but I really liked that 12, 13-minute, and I felt like I'd been in there 30, 45 minutes.
Forever.
Are all the workouts, are they in that 12-minute time frame?
No, they're not. So our HIIT classes, we have 4 saunas that offer that, and those are about the 14, 15-minute workouts. And then the longer ones are roughly about 40 minutes, but it has a warm-up and a cool-down phase, so it's not like you're going full workout for 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you that 12 minutes was certainly very impactful, but it was a great experience. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Hotworx, Hotworx, and again, they're located on West Chestnut. And special thanks to my guest owners, Bo and DelRae Cramer, and also to Jenna McKinney. Jenna was very gracious to kind of be my personal trainer to get me through the process. So that's Hotworx, and thank you, because we always like topics of wellness here on Good Morning Enid. So, and we'll have you back in the future. Maybe when it's time for New Year's resolutions, right?
Probably a good one.
All right. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being here. We appreciate you joining us here on Good Morning Enid. Again, working our way to a warm 96 degrees on this Thursday, August 30th. Make it a great day. Thanks for watching.